Well, hello everybody and welcome to MikeyTaylorGaming, where today we're taking a look into the world of Sonic Adventure 2 glitches for the Gamecube, Dreamcast, PC, PS3 and the Xbox 360. Whew, let me catch my breath, there's a lot of words in that sentence. I'm going to be using the Gamecube version today, but these glitches do work in other versions of the game too, with some minor collision detection differences here and there, as always in different versions of games. There's insane glitches, easy glitches, helpful glitches, a whole range of glitches in this one today, so I hope you all enjoy. Without further ado, let's get on with these, and I hope you do enjoy, even though I've already said that once. And I can't get my words out now. Let's just roll the video, let's go. To start us off today, I want to show you guys an awesome glitch called the Somersault Glitch, which is also known simply as storage. Using storage, you can destroy enemies just by walking into them. To activate the glitch, all you have to do is tap and release the action button once in less than 3 frames, and that's it. There's nothing more to this glitch. You'll know the glitch is working if you press the button and Sonic didn't do a somersault, so if that happened, you're safe to walk into enemies. But what exactly is happening here? It's pretty simple actually. The first 2 frames of holding down the action button trigger the attack status of Sonic to change without triggering a somersault animation. If you hold the button for 3 frames or more, then you'll trigger a somersault instead. And if it isn't obvious already, that means if you can hold the attack button for just 1 or 2 frames, you'll gain the attack status, but since there's no somersault, it'll last until you jump or walk into an enemy. Using it in the right places can be helpful, as we'll see later in this video. This is probably the easiest glitch you guys will learn today, but it's not the most exciting. There are some insane glitches to be found in here, but before we get to them, let's take a look at another small one first. Something a lot of you guys might not know is that in Sonic Adventure 2, the ground is only ever programmed with collision detection from one side. That means that things like the annoying loop animations can be entirely skipped, just by jumping from the start of a loop through the ground where the loop would normally end. It's an easy way to skip a couple of seconds waiting for the developers to show off their fancy camera skills. Speaking of collision detection, there are a couple of other places that we can take advantage of it in the normal playing area, which are much better looking than these loop skips. In the level Cosmic Wall with Eggman, you can clip out of the level with a pretty simple trick. When you reach the first rail section, there's an easy jump that you can do to escape into the emptiness of space. You'll only get one chance to escape for each attempt you make though, because if you miss it, you'll end up on the rail section and have to restart from the checkpoint to try again. But it's pretty easy once you've got a feeling for it. All you have to do is jump before the platform and quickly hover above it, then hold a specific direction on the control stick to go through the ceiling and out of bounds. Okay, so what now? Just drift into the emptiness of space like I said before? Well, it does look pretty cool to be out here, but nah. You can actually use this out of bounds to skip a part of the level if you guide Eggman directly straight towards the next section. If you want to go exploring instead of jumping back into the level, then you can fly out into space as far as you like. You can even get so far away that everything just disappears except for the background. And if you fly even further away, you'll eventually reach an area where you can't even die by falling, which after a while gets a little boring to watch too, if I'm honest. Just pause and reset, it'll all be fine. The initial jump to get out here can be tricky. The rail platform is annoying to avoid, and even if you manage to hover in the right place, you can still get stuck in the laser gate, which you can't escape from. But like I said, after a couple of tries, you'll be an expert. There are many places in the game that you can use an exploit with Tails or Eggman called the hover jump to jump a little higher. Using this exploit allows them to reach places the developers didn't expect you to be. If you can get to one of these places, then you'll see that there are in fact tons of walls that just have no collision whatsoever. Lazy guys, just because we're not supposed to be up here doesn't mean that we're not gonna get up here. They should just program everything solid just in case. Oh, and to do a hover jump, you just have to double tap the jump button as fast as you can and hold it to instantly start a hover. This one's almost as easy as the storage glitch, but unlike that glitch, this one gives us access to many out of bounds areas, which is cool. The last out of bounds I want to show you guys is kinda tricky, but it helps to skip the first part of Rouge's section in the final stage, Cannon's Core. There's a waterfall right in front of the starting point which you can't get past without activating a time stop switch at the very top of this room. But that's what we're gonna skip, so all of this climbing is pretty unnecessary. The collision below the waterfall isn't exactly perfect, so having her fly into the waterfall at different angles, you'll eventually find a break in it where she can fly right on through to the other side. Carry on flying forwards from here and you'll reach safety. All of the directions are death, so you've just got to be careful with this one. That's all of the Out of Bounds I wanted to show you guys for now, but there are a lot more for you to discover for yourselves. Mostly with Tails and Eggman if you need a hint, guys. For now though, let's take a look at a glitch that's a lot more pointless, but probably just as fun. Whilst you're playing through the game, you'll eventually come to two stages that are completely different to all the rest. These are Route 101 with Tails and Route 280 with Rouge, and they're driving stages where you need to reach the end of the level within the time limit. They're really easy stages, but they're even easier when you use a small exploit that lets you keep any downhill or boosted speed too. All you have to do is start off adrift and then rock the control stick left and right constantly, and that's it. For some reason you can keep up some crazy speed by doing this all the way around the stages. By gathering up this immense speed, you can even glitch the car to face the wrong way around if you turn sharply on certain corners. But don't worry, even if the car is backwards, the controls don't reverse, so you can carry on like normal, which is kinda weird. If you decide to finish the level with the car facing backwards, it'll instantly flip back to normal when you reach the finish line. Man, there is gonna be a serious whiplash claim coming for that manoeuvre. Anyways, enough of the pointless glitches, why don't we take a look at something a little more helpful now. Throughout the game, each character that you use will encounter a boss battle with their counterpart. For example, Sonic vs Shadow, Tails vs Eggman, and Knuckles vs Rouge. Some of these boss battles have a glitch with their artificial intelligence, which means you can beat them really easily by manipulating the way they attack and move. For example, in the first battle with Sonic and Shadow, you can use the storage glitch from the start of this video and just walk right into the enemy. Use storage, hit the enemy, and then repeat to win easily. The AI of the opponent in this battle doesn't know how to defend against walking. I mean, why would it? Walking isn't exactly dangerous, so what is there to defend against? With the Eggman and Tails battle, you have to shoot each other until one character's HP is completely drained. But what makes this one easy is the fact that the AI isn't updated to follow your character again unless you're touching the ground. So it's simple. Just keep on jumping and you'll never get damaged. How that one was overlooked, I'll never know. One of the easiest fights ever in a Sonic game. With Rouge and Knuckles, all you have to do is get the first hit in and then continuously use the drill claw technique over and over and over again to stop the enemy from even trying to defeat you. Kinda feels like cheating when it's this easy, but hey, easy A ranks. So we really can't complain about this. Since we're near the end of this glitch picnic, I guess it's time to break out the most crazy glitches to find in this game, starting with the Super Bounce glitch, which can lead us to some really interesting places. During your playthrough of the game, you'll eventually come to the level Pyramid Cave with Sonic, where you can pick up the bounce ability. This ability can be helpful for a few things, like skillfully defeating enemies, destroying parts of the ground to access secret areas, or just having plain old good fun. It's also helpful for launching us way up into the air with a little practice. Just have Sonic face a solid wall and charge up a spin dash, then release it and just before hitting the wall hit jump and use bounce. Getting the timing right causes Sonic to shoot up into the sky. The speed that Sonic was moving forward is put into an upward motion, so the faster you go, the higher you glitch. It's only really helpful in a few situations, like skipping the key door in the same level that you get the bounce power up. But you can use it for other pointless things, like jumping back over to the truck chase section of City Escape once the chase has already ended. You can even access the downhill snowboarding section of City Escape on foot by using this glitch. There's not much to do in either of these places though, unless you just want to collect rings that you missed. Personally, I like to stand in the road on the snowboard section and cause destruction. This is pretty cool actually, because later in the level you're supposed to run into cars, but they don't get trashed like this. So it's interesting to see that the areas are programmed differently and it's not just the snowboard causing all of the destruction. Okay, so on its own, the Super Bounce glitch can be pretty fun for exploring, but it can also be used to activate the most interesting glitch in this entire game called the Chokey Glitch, and it's a seriously hard one to explain. Unfortunately, in the Gamecube version of Sonic Adventure 2, there's only one place that we can activate the Chokey Glitch, and that's in the level Crazy Gadget with Sonic. Make your way through the level until you reach the checkpoint next to the Chokey box that you can see here. Leave the box alone for now, but hit the checkpoint as normal and continue through the level until you get to the next one. This time, skip the checkpoint and flick the gravity switch to land on the purple platforms above. If you use a Super Bounce at the end of this purple section, then you can get on top where we shouldn't be able to be. From here we can use a spin dash and jump to reach a small green platform which is off screen. Now, this part can be a little complicated. You need to walk to the far end of the platform and jump so that Sonic hits the death plane above, then jump again over the edge of the platform to hit the end of level goal ring. Sonic will die, but he'll have finished the level too, so when he's loaded back to the checkpoint he last hit, the end of level scoring will start at the same time. Whilst this is happening, hit the Chokey box to release the key and then wait for the screen to start fading out. Just before the fade animation finishes, you need to pick the key up to activate the glitch. So, what have we accomplished by doing this? It's kind of interesting actually. You're taken to the developer test level where you can find all sorts of coloured objects, slopes, steps, and even items that you can pick up. You'll also find a lot of walls and floors with numbers on, which I guess were just used for debugging the height of jumps and running speeds, that kind of thing. There's even a random tower in here with numbers on it, and you can use it to show just how much extra height that Super Bounce glitch can give you. It's quite a lot actually. The last thing to note is that jumping off the edge of this stage doesn't kill Sonic. He'll just fall forever instead, so make sure you've got some extra lives so you can restart, or else you won't be able to carry on playing here. In fact, you'll be stuck here forever. So that's the test area, but I know what you're all asking. Why does the game send us here instead of sending us to the next level or into Chow Garden? Well, I guess we'll finish up by finding out. In Sonic Adventure 2, we can imagine that the Chokey has 3 different states, with one of them being the key to this wrong warp. The first state we'll call unregistered. This is when the key isn't collected throughout a level. In this case, when the level is finished, the game is set to load the next level or the map screen, just like it should do. The second state is registered. When the key is collected, it'll move into the top left of the screen, and when it's in its final position, it'll turn into a small Chow face icon. In this case, when the level ends, you'll be taken straight to the Chow Garden. I think we can all agree that that's simple to understand. But what could the third state be? The key is either collected or it isn't, right? Well, actually, it's a mixture of the two. When you first collect the key, it's in a different state completely, where there's no location set for when you finish the level. The end of level location is only triggered when the key reaches its final position on the screen and transforms into the Chow face icon. That means that whenever you can see the key moving across the screen after being picked up, the next location is set at nothing or 0 in the memory, which just so happens to be the test stage. That's why picking the key up whilst the screen is fading causes the test stage to load instead of the Chow Garden or the map screen. In the Xbox and PS3 HD versions of this game, every character can use the Chokey glitch in one way or another by manipulating the camera to pick the key up in a glitchy way. The key being collected from a distance in these two versions of the game makes it sit in the corner as a key model instead of changing to a Chow face. And since it's still shown as a 3D model, technically the key still isn't fully registered, so it breaks the next location information in the same way as the method I showed you. The only difference is you don't have to worry about picking it up with perfect timing, so it's a lot easier than getting it to work on the Dreamcast and Gamecube versions of the game. Darkspine Sonic did a lot of research on this glitch over on his channel, showing how every character can activate the glitch and has discovered some even more interesting and game-breaking stuff you can do using it. But since I have the Gamecube version, I can't really show you guys easily, so I'll leave a link to Darkspine Sonic's in-depth video showing you guys how to do it with ease. This guy is a master Sonic speedrunner, so he's worth checking out even if you're not interested in the glitch that I'm talking about. He's seriously insane. And that just about wraps it up for today, guys, so I hope you all got your fill of glitches from one of my favourite all-time Sonic games. There's more to discover, so I want you guys to pick up a copy and play away. It's definitely one of the best Sonic games that was ever released, so you've got to try it. As always guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. And don't forget, I love you all. Mwah. Well, there you go guys, that was the Sonic Adventure 2 glitch picnic, and I've got to say that test stage glitch is one of my favourite glitches that I've seen for a long time. It's always really interesting being able to see from a developer's side of things, and yeah, it's pretty cool to explore around there, even though there's nothing to do. So yeah. Anyways, if you've enjoyed this video and you want to check out some of the other glitch picnics on the channel, then you can check out the left hand box here to be taken to the Simpsons Hit and Run Son of a Glitch picnic. That's right, I did a collaboration with Andy from A+Start about a month ago, and it turned out pretty cool, although it is one of the most cringy things I have ever involved myself in. It's still pretty cool though, and I mean, Andy's an awesome guy, it's so cool of him to have helped out with that one. If you click in the right hand box, then you'll be taken to the Super Mario Galaxy glitch picnic, which actually has some awesome glitches in it, as you'd expect from a game with weird gravity all over the place. So yeah. That should keep you guys occupied for a little while whilst I have time to work on the next video, but I have no idea which game I'm going to choose yet, so it could be a while and I'm sorry about that. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video. And don't forget, I love you all. Mwah.